Alright, first one's in. Everything looks nice and flush. Screws aren't over tightened. No nasty marks on the screw heads from slipping with the screwdriver or over tightening. Again, the second of the EMG series, the Zach Wild EMGs, 85s and 81. Again, look for that arrow and connect it properly. Yep. As you see, we live on Struggle Street. Coordination on bad days like this is not always the best. Again, I'm going to put my granny glasses on so I can see these screws. Turn it backwards. Here to click. In you go. Notice I don't tighten all the way down on the screws until they're all in. Just makes lining things up better. Aren't those EMGs pretty? Love those things. I've been playing them since was it 1980, 84, 85. I bought a Carlos Cavaza Washburn A20V. Beautiful guitar. Gloss black, the red binding, and had the first guitar I owned. I had the Wonder Bar system. Love that. To me, that has been the best ever tremolo system ever built. Big, bulky, and heavy. But man, it was so hard to make that thing go out of tune. If you maintain it, I still have the original one on my 86 Washburn RR11V, and it still works fine. Actually, I stripped out the locking screws long before I've had any issues, and I never have, with the tremolo system. So, actually, you know what? Let's throw this stuff in here real quick while we're down on this end. No need to double back. Now, a lot of these guys on this Tune-O-Matic bridge, there's debate going on whether you should bring it all the way down so that it helps with the sustain and the tone and all that. But from watching other videos and seeing many other opinions, that's bull. Setting the studs here in the back, you want to bring them up so there's barely a break angle once the bridge, or once the strings go over saddle. You want just enough break angle to hold them in their slots. Now, what I have learned messing around with my BC Rich is that there's a sweet spot where you can set that angle, and if you play the strings, you'll hear the high notes, the highs resonate back here. That means you have it just a little bit too high. If you get that to where you strum here and you hear that twinkly high pitch frequencies coming off the strings back here, bring that down just until that stops, and that happens to be the sweet spot. And that big time helps with sustain on these type bridges. Okay, now I definitely need my glasses. Lovely little tiny set screws. And you're not it. Strike one. There we go. Yeah. Once we get these in, we'll get a general area set. I've had this together before, so I have a general idea where the bridge needs to sit to get the intonation proper. And of course it's going to need final adjustment once it's all together. But it worked. Played well. I did some more modifications on here. I don't know if you can see that where that's ground out. When I did the neck, I set the brake angle, and in the process of setting the brake angle, the entire neck ended up dropping down probably about 1 millimeter or 2 more than I wanted it to. And yeah, it's a big mix in it already. Gotta get past the set screws, dummy. Yeah, it wasn't sitting down far enough. I had 1 millimeter, just over 1 millimeter at the first fret, and it was sitting close to 3 at the highest fret, and that was too much. I want this down as low as we can possibly get it. So I want to get it down somewhere between 2 and 2.5 down this end, if we can, and I think that would make it more livable. And let me slide down here, grab all our parts. Let's see, we need 3 of you guys. Forward. Sit in your hole. People have asked why I have the locking bridge on here and am using a tune-o-matic. Well, right now, to get this done, I have to use a tune-o-matic, but in the thought process here, I wanted a tremolo system on it from the beginning, but I was undecided between routing out for a Floyd Rose traditional style, as was common on these models, or go with a new FRX system. Either way, it was added cost that I don't think I could come up with in time to complete the build for the competition, so I figured I'd make it a convertible. Set it up so it has the tune-o-matic on it, and that allows for an FRX system to be used that just bolts onto the mounts for the tune-o-matic with no drilling, no filling, no no nothing, it just bolts right up to it. So that would make it a convertible. Be able to go standard bridge or with the tremolo, and it will have the tremolo at some point, just not in the lifespan of this competition, which is a shame, because it kind of feels naked without a tremolo, especially for a guitar designed for this era. But so far, it has become what I had wanted it to be, and not sure what everybody else's opinions are on colors and all that neat stuff, but I like it. I like the red. It shows the grain. The coolest thing about it, and you'll see it out in the light later, is that it color changes. It goes, depending on what angle you look at that, the stain on it underneath the polish can go from a near orange to a deep cherry, and I think that looks cool as all get out. Originally this had mahogany body, maple top, and a maple on maple neck, but once I did the staining with the black and the red, the all maple neck just stood out like a billboard. It just didn't go. So what I ended up doing was taking some of the stain that I used for the darker reds, like the faux binding and the headstock, and thinned it down by probably 70%, maybe even more, and put some coats on it to even it out. And then when I lightly sanded that, got the fading that's in there, and with the clear coat on top of that, that also does like a color change thing in the light as you move across different angles. So I think I got lucky for my first finish and not having a clue what I was doing, and to how it reacts and how it looks. Can't wait to get this out in the sun. I'm going to hang it off a old cymbal stand. Happens to be my camera mount right now, and hold the camera stationary and just spin it in the light to show off how it changes colors, different angles, and how the light hits it. So, not professional by any means, but so far it's turned out pretty nice. It looks well, plays well. Can't wait to see what final set it is like, because the first time I had it together a week or so ago, I had set it best I could with a slightly higher than where I wanted action. So it's going to be interesting to see just how low I can get it. So looking forward to that for sure. And if anybody does happen to come across these videos and sees them, I don't do social media other than YouTube. Tried doing Facebook. Had an account for like 2 weeks, and evidently I have somebody that doesn't like what I did and complained to Facebook that the name I was using was for a business, which was, I've been known as Cyborg on RC forums for almost a decade now. I've always used that name since I've had my surgeries and had the implant stuck in me. I spell it PSYBORG because between all the years of drugs for the pain and surgeries and have my shoulder and neck sewn together and all that. I am pretty much a cyborg, except the side part, the PSY part, is because I'm semi-mental over it all. But anyway, Facebook told me I couldn't have an account with a business name and blah blah blah, so they locked the account. And I tried to contact them through the method that they suggested, and they just kept copy pasting the same old BS replies, just signed by a different name and different title. So it's all fake, and I gave up on that. And that's that. I don't do social media. To me, it's not worth the aggravation or the hassle. So, if you see this and you like it, share it. Whatever. It's on the GGBO forum. Gonna have all the details of the whole progress up on there. So, you know, do what you want. I guess it's time for strings. I guess we're time to put the strings back on this thing. So this is going to be interesting. Sort this tangled up mess out. Okay, we're back. Took a little break, had some more coffee, restrung it, got it all done instead of messing around on camera, putting old strings back on. That was a real pain. In the meantime, I did the quick setup, finished putting on the hardware, got the jack put in and all that stuff. Did a quick intonation check and got it pretty close by ear. I'll go back and set up by machine later, get it perfect. But my idea worked, grinding the bridge down and all that stuff. It let's see, let's bring you a little bit closer. Where's that? Okay. Not sure if we're going to be able to see this or not, but get my big fat head out of the way. Emphasis on big fat head. Okay. Looks about right. But got the E string down to just a hair over 2 millimeters, and the high E string just at 2 millimeters, and both strings are 1 millimeter at the first fret, so there's only 1 millimeter change, or just a hair over the length of the board. I've got the truss rod adjusted, so just a hair between the string and the neck when holding on the 3rd and 17th fret. Works the same on both strings. I don't know if you can hear that, but it actually rings between them. And I think we're pretty much set up as best as I can get it. So that said, it plays and it sounds great even acoustically. So I can get this out of here without even on the octaves, tuning wise, you get, and then on 7th fret going backwards, 12th fret to high E, the octave E to the A, and then normal tuning on 17th fret, and 19th fret going backwards. I don't think I can get it much better by ear without having a serious tuner. So it plays and it feels pretty good. And these are 10s. I can't imagine what this thing is going to be like to play on like 9s or 8s or even as low as 7s. That's got to be insane on 7s. You probably won't even feel the strings. Yeah, you messed up my own shit. Been a while since I messed around with that one. I mean, it rings acoustically without even being plugged in. It's probably one of the loudest electrics I've ever heard not plugged in. Still ringing. Beautiful. Alright, but there it is. I'm gonna edit a final cut, and then it's on to the last compilation submission for the total build process. But yeah, I am extremely happy with this. I think it's going to be one of my best guitars ever. So anyway, that's that. Done and done.